Welcome to Gary Hobbs, the podcast, and here's the one and only mi compadre Gary Hobbs.
That's how you do it, Johnny. Compadre Jay-Z.
Quiere pago extra, lo hace.
Johnny D.
Thank you.
Little D.
Yes, sir.
And I'm the OG, the old Gary. God, siempre les enséñales, compadre.
No.
God bless, man. Best intro ever. I should have won something at the All-Star. No, hey. Okay, so welcome to Gary Hobbs, the podcast. We are in Eagle Pass, Texas. We're all alive and well. What bad weather, compadre. Last 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
3 tornadoes within an hour in 3 different directions from us.
Insane.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that, yeah.
Gacho tornadoes. Like, you know, when did we ever see that here? Está acabando el mundo, compadre. And we're not talking el mundo tejano. No. We'll talk about that later, too. But, okay, so I had to put my seatbelt on because, you know, we're going to a very dark place here. But
In a world.
yeah, in a world where Tejano has gone very dark.
Oh.
Hey, you know, all these allegations against Ramon Ayala Jr.
Okay.
and then against Ramon Ayala Sr., I have something to say about that on our Tejano cheese segment.
Let's do it.
But so I couldn't go through all the reports and all the different channels and news outlets. And so I just went straight to just Google it. I don't need to Google it. My wife knows everything. That t-shirt right there. You see it in Cancun.
Yeah.
Hey, so like on Google, they say multiple former touring staff and band members have filed lawsuits against Ramon Ayala Jr., allegedly repeated sexual assault, physical abuse, and drug use on the band's tour bus. The lawsuits also name his father, Ramon Ayala Sr., accusing him of enabling the behavior by failing to intervene despite being aware of the allegations. God damn.
No.
You know what? They should be suing 3.5 of the Tejano bands on the road.
That's true. Yeah.
So I know I get it. It's not funny to that person that is Carlos Iglesias. It's not funny to those people that are bringing the allegations. I don't know if they're true, right? But those are some really heavy words, right?
Yes,
but specific allegations these against Ramon Ayala Jr. Lawsuits filed. Oh man, okay. Lawsuits filed by the plaintiffs, represented by Houston attorney Tony Busby. Sounds like a
Quiere la feria.
detail multiple egregious claims. Did I say right? Sexual abuse and harassment allegations include unwanted sexual touching, forcible kissing, biting, stripping naked while on the tour bus, and molesting unsuspecting or sleeping crew members and bandmates. Physical assault. Accusers claim Ayala Jr. restrained them, touched them aggressively, caused physical injuries requiring medical treatment, and physically threatened their employment if they resisted. Indecent and degrading conduct. Claims state Ayala Jr. walked around and completely nude and threw a wipe allegedly covered in feces directly at individuals. And then it says video evidence that the legal team claims to have photographic and video evidence corroborating multiple instances of explicit sexual acts, drug use, and abuse. Man, if this doesn't sound like a setup. No.
Yeah. It does.
Now, the guys, you know, that are bringing these allegations. Now, think of it just 5 seconds. You know, again, like at my age, I can't throw a punch or run away, you know. I can still pull the trigger, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, why didn't he beat the F out of Ramon Ayala Jr.?
That's
That's right. Yeah.
Why did you continue to be abused? You need that job that bad to get his fingers stuck down your throat, you know, or in your ear, or you know, why this guy coming allegations like that? Now they have videotaping, so it had been going on, and they thought, lo vamos a pescar
It's un setup,
y lo vamos a sacar feria.
Yeah, definitely.
Now that's my opinion, right? But So now I have my own opinion, compadre. I think back in the 90s, I would say Ramon Ayala Jr. se portaba bien salmón. You know, and but now you bring in Ramon Ayala Sr.'s name in, and I have a big problem with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A big problem with that. So, you know, back in the 90s, we started going into Midland and Odessa. Go to the Pan American, no sé qué otros. Yeah, compadre, the very first dance that we went, like the late 80s, fuimos the same ballroom. And I think as Gary Hobbs solo, I think we pulled maybe, I don't know, buddy, 25 people, 30 people. And this salon, that's a big ass ballroom, ¿verdad? And later, within 4 or 5 years, we're headlining, you know, with other bands opening up for us, you know. And those bands weren't, you know, well, Latin Breed was on the decline, okay, I get it. Pero, and who else was with us? Maybe Elsa Garcia. Jay was with us on one of them, but the combination, ¿verdad, of those bands that were there, and we were headlining 2 of those, right? We had 1,800 people, 1,500 people.
Oh, wow.
Ponciano Torres was the promoter. Descansa en paz. Ponciano Torres, man, loved us, man, and supported us. Okay, so after those very successful dances, we got an offer to go play, and Ponciano says, "Look, you know, I know you're making X amount, but I have Emilio," and I thought, well, okay, I'm gonna have to open up for Emilio, but the money was great. You know, it's really good. But then I found out Ramon Ayala was headlining.
Okay.
So it was us opening up for Emilio and then Ramon Ayala, right? We get there, and this is the time we all have, it's not like I want to levantarme el cuello, but we all had buses and we all had 18-wheelers. And when we get there, you know, 11 in the morning, 12 at noon to set up our stuff, was Ramon Ayala's things were all, you know, ready to go, the main stage. No había donde poner otro grupo. There was a side stage, you know, to the bottom left side. And it was a smaller stage, y ahí puso Emilio todo su jale. And so they were already set up. Y nosotros llegamos and there was nowhere to put. So we tried to talk to Emilio's people, and they, you know, I don't want to say who it was. I just know Jesse Melendez was our road manager, and he talked to, I don't know, somebody. It had to be the Casillas, somebody, you know, de parte de Emilio. Pues no nos prestaron shit.
Wow.
Man.
Okay, no. And so I don't want to put Emilio in a bad light here. It's just the truth.
It's what happened.
And everybody's taking care of their business, guy. You know,
Yeah.
agarra la onda. Everybody's taking care of the thing, you know. Take care of your own behind.
Yeah.
So we thought, well, we talked to Ponciano, and Ponciano was, damn, you know, like he's got a problem on his hands. You know, el baile es de Ramon Ayala, and he's having from his feria, you know, feed Emilio's bill and Gary Hobbs' bill, right? So we were going to start setting up a mero abajo enfrente de Ramon Ayala, and we knew that we only had, you know, X amount of
Feet.
time
Oh,
to
okay.
take everything off, man. But ¿dónde cabe tantas bocinas? And hooking up to the 220, you know, and so back then we had 6 roadies, you know, and the 18-wheel driver and the bus driver, and Jesse, yo, the guys, and we thought, okay, there's about 16 of us on the road, you know, we're gonna have to do it, you know, no vamos a quedar mal con la gente. So when we start putting things in front, el road manager de Ramon Ayala viene, and he figures out what's happening. So se fue Jesse Melendez con él, and they came back, and it seemed Ramon Ayala was going to lend us their equipment.
Oh, wow.
I mean, and he never, you know, never heard of that.
Yeah.
So we got the last laugh. We got on the main stage.
Nice.
But Don Ramon Ayala was the one that put the foot down and said, no, que suba Gary Hobbs, you know. So I'm indebted to Ramon Ayala, man. Well, that night, abrió, right before him, abrió Ramon Ayala Jr.
Okay.
You know, and so I get off from the big stage, right? And Ramon Ayala Jr., and I got to tell you, se portó bien salmón, you know, bien nietón, bien, you know. And I thought, well, he's young, you know, but can't be that young. I mean, I was already 32 years old or something like that, 33. I don't know. So into the future, right after that, about 2-3 years later, we're supposed to perform con Ramon Ayala in Alice, Texas. Right? That morning, I get a phone call from Servando Cano himself. Descanse en paz, Servando Cano. Cerca Production Promotion, right? Mexico, one of the biggest. Well, they're managing Ramon Ayala, right? And so Cerca calls us, Servando, and they're having problems with the equipment. Saturday morning, but it was premeditated, right? But how would them that favor? Gracias a Dios, we had enough equipment, and so we lent them our equipment in Alice. So we returned the favor, and Ramon Ayala thanked me personally, and I go, wow, what a stand-up guy, man. So when somebody puts the finger accusing Ramon Ayala Sr., I've never seen that, man. I thought it was very, very uncalled for, you know.
Yeah.
And now, if you want to say, pues he let that environment grow, ¿verdad? Man, Ramon, he doesn't know what's happening, man. The buzz.
Yeah.
Back in '98, compadre, I don't know if you remember, we played with Ramon Ayala también in Alice. También le prestaste el equipo también.
Oh, that's the one I'm talking. Alice.
Okay, in Alice. Okay, yeah.
That's where the famous La Gripa, La Cuerpa.
Ándale, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
that
Yeah,
night,
yeah,
right?
that night, yeah.
That's a joke for another
That
day.
was '98.
But let's go back to the 90s, compadre. If the clowning around, the horsing around, you know, was to be reported, if we had social media back then, I mean, in this band, zero tolerance for some things, right? You know, zero tolerance. Now, we're not getting into the morality of things and the immoral things, pero I mean, the bands back then used to clown around. Man.
Yeah.
So
I would have been fired on the spot.
well, you know, we shouldn't bring up things, but
Yeah.
there was never sexual abuse or allegations like that. But the clowning around and the perverseness and the joking around, and you know, you had a musician coming out of the hall. We had 12 bunks, you know, and to the front, to the little lobby ahí enfrente, and he's wearing nothing but a woman's bra. And so, and I shut that down in a hurry. And he had a wig on. And I go, was this guy with a woman's bra, you know, on the road in my bus, right? In our bus, right? So we let go of people for things like that. But nowadays,
That wasn't me.
nowadays you man, there's so much liberal stuff going on now that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But we still wouldn't put up with something like that. We don't put that on the, you know, we don't allow any of that. But back then, maybe because I was younger, I kind of like, I saw it, but we put a foot on it in a hurry. But if these guys, they're clowning around and they're saying things and they're acting, but now sexual abuse allegations, you know, physical touching and blah, blah, blah. But they videotaped it. I don't think they could have caught that thing right off the bat, you know, like when it was happening. And back then, there weren't really the cell phones like that.
No, para nada.
With us. Now, when this happened, man, they got phones that now record you, compadre, and instantly they're seeing you around the world.
In 4K.
Yeah.
In 4K, but but why this guy who was being abused, or several guys, why didn't they just speak up immediately and beat the F out of him?
True.
I mean, if somebody stuck something in my ear, you know, I would have said something. So
Especially if it was several of them or whatever.
Yeah. So I find it like really, really hard to believe this attorney coming at, you know, Ramon Ayala Sr. Now, if they want to come out at Ramon Ayala Jr., pues, you know. But I think they thought La Feria, you know.
That's what I think too.
There's got to be money in it, and so, man, if somebody just held somebody down and physically, sexually abused you, man, how could somebody, in that case, you better start naming the other musicians and the other road crew, you know, that they didn't put a stop to it either.
I was just thinking about that too. Yeah.
And now don't tell me that I didn't say anything because I didn't want to lose my job.
Yeah.
Telos.
Exactly.
Really, so, but when they come after Ramon Ayala Sr. like that, man, it's like this man. I'm not saying Ramon Ayala Sr. is a saint because I don't know him like that, but this man has a lot of integrity in the business, and his work ethics are. He's an older gentleman now, he's a icon, legend, and all of the above, right? But he's got to be in his 80s, compadre.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Pero to come with a lawsuit against Ramon Ayala Sr., I don't see it. And even against Ramon Ayala Jr., again, back in the 90s, I thought he was Salmon, and farsante. And I thought it was maybe part of the show, it's part of...
He probably doesn't even travel with them on the bus. Probably has his own bus to travel.
For sure.
Yeah. Pero coming and making headlines like that, people just, making comments. And again, people like to make comments without even knowing the person personally or even professionally, but
Or knowing the facts, right?
well, yeah, yeah. But again, you fake news, you post something and somebody really believes it.
Yeah. No, it takes off.
And so to me, it's just like, no. I wanted to bring that up, Tejano cheese, because big shout out to our proud sponsor, Domingo Garcia, and the Domingo Garcia Law Firm, with offices in Dallas, Houston, Odessa, and Fort Worth, Texas. More info at domingogarcia.com. Now, back to the podcast. Now, there's another little thing that I want to say, and I'm not going to name the name of the DJ, okay? But and if people hear it, they might know who it is, right? Pero there was a DJ who went on the profiles and the platforms, and so he was going to do a raffle of hard disk music, for DJs and their libraries. But the truth to that's really against the law.
Yes, it is.
It is against the law, and people don't understand that. That's called intellectual property, and so you can buy stuff and you can put it down to your device, but and you're not going to stop people from sharing it, but when you start selling it,
That's where it changes.
People like me, in a very small way, Tejano music. I mean, you do that to Bruno Mars or somebody, and they find you that you're selling these things, but they're not going to care. They're not going to care at all, They're going to go after you because they don't really know how many units you sold.
Yeah. True.
So I told this DJ, that please consider, man, hey, the integrity and, you keep doing what you're doing, man. Just get out there and keep performing. And but selling these discs, I remember, compadre, when we were Amex Records and we were manufacturing, distributing all our stuff, and then a friend of ours in the Dallas area started selling these, and then we found out who it is, right? Mm-hmm. And I went to the FBI, man. I went to the FBI, and I go, I got this guy. He's in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This is a name. This is an address where you can. So because on the back of DVDs and the videos and CDs, and it says the FBI, and it says 250,000 or
There's
10 years.
Yes.
Okay, so I got on the phone with the FBI, man, and I'm sorry, I may be profiling or being racist, I don't know, but I know this guy was a negro, on the other phone, and we're talking, and he's trying to explain to me, and he told me, Mr. Hobbs, you have a valid point, but right now we're just looking at anything that's making $1 million or more. And I go, what?
Wow.
It's like, wow, But see, it's those little, that guy doing it back then, there were other guys doing it. I know of a very, very good singer in Piedras Negras from that época, the 80s and 90s, and he would burn everything, y venía lo vendía aquí en La Pulguita, man.
Oh, okay.
And right in Elm Creek, I wanted to put the finger on him so bad, and I go, I'm gonna call the FBI, and they're gonna tell me $1 million or more.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's like, okay,
Discouraging.
Well, it is, because it's like somebody rapes you, and well, did he penetrate or no? He just.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see.
He just touched me with
but they can still try and make money off of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that thing needs to stop, man. I mean, especially if you're in the industry, man. I mean, there's some musicians that work their butt off, man, and they only make X amount of dollars. Well, dude, what else is new? I mean, there's plumbers and electricians out there saying the same thing.
True.
Man, I work all week long in el solazo and air conditioning and stuff like that, and I only make this much. That's on you, brother. How much you make to, as opposed to how much you spend. But this DJ has so much potential, and I thought, man, like, dude, like,
why is he doing this? Yeah.
And I can tell you that he took it off. If he does it again, well, then it's on him now. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna report him.
He's gonna have.
I'm not gonna report him because stupid FBI is gonna tell me. You know. Now, again, why do that to the Tejano industry? And then dicen porque estamos como estamos, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we come to the TPV. Right?
Wait, there's more.
No. Now that picture that where is it? Oh man, I sent it to y'all. I'm telling you, we're doing all this on the fly. So TPV, we saw them on TikTok.
Yes, TikTok.
And they have a AI flyer in it. Why did Tejano music die? And if you look into the picture, it says atrás Orgullo Tejano, it's AI, se mira una familia, Tejano por vida, and then they got a Mexican flag. No Texas flag, but no US flag. That's, you know, and it looks like a 64 Impala, maybe. The license plate dice Tejano. It's really nice artwork, right? And next to the accordion tiene una little photo, like a photo frame. Tejano music, 1970s to question mark. Thank you for the memories. And it says it can't die if the culture is still alive. Well, this thing says Tejano music, 1970s to question mark. Tejano music wasn't around in 1970. You know, sure. I beg to differ con gente. I heard of Chicano. I heard of Tex-Mex. I heard La Onda. I heard several things, but I never heard Tejano music till the Tejano Music Awards. 1980 into 1981. That's when I heard Tejano music. Now, I like to go, if they're the ones that created Tejano, I like to ask them, Rudy Trujillo, what did he mean by Tejano music?
True.
I mean, because Chicano bands were playing. And by then, by 1980, the keyboard thing had really started to explode, man, right? El Chato Chavarria, very underrated. He doesn't get enough credit. Con un Fender Rhodes, el puro pianito. Ding, 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 ding. Pero basta de tu amor.
Yeah.
He was huge, man. El Chato Chavarria, right?
El Chato
Grupo
Chavarria.
Mayo. But La Movida came in, and Ricky Smith and the guitars sounded more rock and stuff, and then Pio went, or that Romance, well, Grupo Más had started too, you know. So all of those, to me, I thought that was Tejano, more progressive, you know. And but I heard Chicano, I heard La Onda, I heard Tex-Mex, you know. And I even heard back then a Pocho music.
Pocho
Música de
music?
Pocho, yeah.
Pocho music.
At least here on the border, ¿verdad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pero that's something that I definitely want to talk to you all next week because I'm surveying something. But again, if you have any comments or opinions, you can write to us. Email us to GaryHobbsThePodcast@gmail.com. Now, we average like one email per month, so please don't be in a rush for our 10 viewers. But GaryHobbsThePodcast@gmail.com. Anything to do with Ramon Ayala Jr.? Yes, or compadre, the burning of DVDs for it's a big no-no, you know.
Piracy.
Yeah. And or we're gonna be talking about this Tejano music has died. But Gary Hobbs, the podcast. We're in Eagle Pass, Texas. We'll be right back. We want to thank our proud sponsor, CRI Electric in San Antonio, Texas. Family and veteran-owned commercial, residential, industrial electrical services on electrical, data, voice, science, and solar. Give them a call at 210-509-8889. Big shout out Israel and Christine Garza, CRI Electric.
Welcome back to Gary Hobbs, the podcast. Here's Gary Hobbs.
Hombre, Johnny, no aprendiste nada, mi compadre. Tell him, compadre, how do you do
The
it?
one and only Mr. Gary Hobbs.
Thank you,
There
compadre.
you go, man.
Thank you, Johnny.
I was gonna say that, pero
Little D. No, it's too
that'll
late.
be over the top.
It's too late.
Too late.
It's too late. Copycatter. What a Jay-Z in the house.
Yes, sir.
Little D, Johnny D.
Yes, sir.
I'm the OG, the old Gary. You're listening to Gary Hobbs, the podcast. We are on GaryHobbs.com and Apple Podcasts. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're Amazon Music, Audible. We're on LaMeraLeona.net radio every Saturday at 12 noon. And iHeart Podcast. Big shout out to our proud sponsors, Domingo Garcia and the Domingo Garcia Law Firm, CRI Electric, Triple J Custom Welding, 0 fee payments, and we want to welcome Air Express Air Conditioning and Heating. They're in San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, on today's Tejano segment, pues sí, compadre, me tocó. Ya me tocaba. Si no me muevo yo y me empujo yo solo, compadre, nadie me mueve. Hey, we have new music coming out, a new single. Freddie Records, of course, from the Soy Libre CD. Want to thank everybody that supported Soy Libre, and Acaso No Te Das Cuenta. Those are songs written by Juan Treviño, H-Town, Houston, Texas. Big shout out to him.
Shout out.
Phenomenal writer. And he just sent me
He
just sent me a new music, but I have to show it to you.
Okay, cool, yeah.
We tenemos que cuadrar esa.
Yeah,
But the new single, it's the third single from our Soy Libre album on Freddie Records, and Solo Sueño en Ti. Now, it sounds Gary Hobbish because I wrote it, right? So it's it's just commercial stuff, and it talks about love, but Solo Sueño en Ti, it's on 361 Music Publishing, and arrangements by Hector Gutierrez out of Robstown, Texas, and want to play it for you. Brand new music out on sent out to radio. This is Gary Hobbs, The Usual Suspects, Solo Sueño en Ti.
Entregar lo mejor de mi amor y voy a escuchar tus anhelos con fervor. Te prometo hoy jamás vas a sufrir, te lo juro. Estaré yo junto a ti, te lo ruego, no te apartes tú de mí. Solo sueño en ti y aprendí las cosas más dulces del amor. Solo sueño en ti y entendí que sufro sin tu amor. Solo sueño en ti y estoy aquí para darte mi amor. Esa sensación lleno de emoción, siempre tú y yo, mi amor. Borrar tu pasado de dolor y voy a respirar nueva vida en tu ser. Te prometo hoy jamás vas a sufrir, te lo juro. Estaré yo junto a ti, te lo ruego, no te apartes tú de mí. Solo sueño en ti y aprendí las cosas más dulces del amor. conversación, lleno de emoción, siempre tú y yo, mi amor.
We want to send a big shout out to our proud sponsor, Triple J Custom Welding, owned and operated by the Bustamante family in Seguin, Texas. TripleJCustomWelding.com or Facebook page Triple J Custom Welding for more information. Big shout out Juan and Crystal and all their family. God bless. Solo Sueño en Ti, new music, Gary Hobbs. Usual Suspects on Freddie Records. What do you think?
Yeah.
Hey, well, give it up.
Great jam.
Best song today. Best song today. There you go.
Yeah. Y'all better request it.
Yeah. Compadre, they're learning.
Apple Music. Apple Music.
Ahí van.
Solo Sueño en Ti, new music, guys. Tejano, kind of Gary Hobbs, kind of like, that kind of feel. And
Great song.
Great song. There you go, compadre.
A good dance song, yeah.
Best ever, boss. Best ever.
Compadre, sí, él sí sabe. Mi compadre sí sabe. You're listening to Gary Hobbs, the podcast. Of course, we're in Eagle Pass, Texas. We'll be right back. That's what I'm talking about. Zero fee payments, providing trusted payment solutions for businesses of all kinds with no contracts, no hidden fees, and free equipment. For more information, call or text 830-461-0905. Before we leave, guys, se acabaron los aplausos, compadre. It's that time. Before we leave. Of course, Gary Hobbs, the podcast. Eagle Pass, Texas. Now, our social media sites, GaryHobbs.com, Facebook, Gary Hobbs Official, Instagram, Gary Hobbs Official. We're on X, Gary Hobbs Official, and TikTok, GaryHobbs.official. Two F's.
Yep.
We also have GaryHobbsCruise.com, and we have Gary Hobbs Cruise on YouTube. Gary Hobbs Official, YouTube, Gary Hobbs Cruise. But want to let everybody know about our Gary Hobbs Family and Friends Cruise number 8. January 31st through February the 7th, 2027. On board with us, Stephanie Montiel, Joe Posada, Texas Latino, David Olivares, The Crazy Pimps, Tejano Locos back, of course. Special appearances by DJ Tiffy Tip, Gabriel Zavala, Lily Vela, Johnny D, and of course, those guys, compadre, Gary Hobbs and the Usual Suspects. Again, you can visit us at GaryHobbsCruise.com for more information. I remind everybody about our 3 dances, our Gary Hobbs the Podcast meet and greet, pool party, 70s and 80s night with costumes y todo el jale, compadre, con toda la peluca. And our Tejano Loco beach party at Mr. Sancho's. You can call our travel agent, our exclusive travel agent, Happy Mireles, 469-450-1168. That's Happy Mireles, 469-450-1168. Now, this week, guys, Saturday, we are in Bryan, Texas, con el favor de Dios, May 30th, at the Top Shelf. I think we're celebrating Joshua Duron's graduation, and I think we're with David Ligarza Musicales. I think it's a David Ligarza and us. So, this Saturday, May 30th, Top Shelf in Bryan, Texas. Now, on Sunday, May 31st, the Long Branch Saloon, compadre. We're making up the date from last week because of the weather. Long Branch Saloon this Sunday, May 31st, Round Rock, Texas. Now, Friday, June 5th, Guadalupe, Nuevo León, compadre.
Oh, yeah.
We are at El Corral Western Club con Juan P. Moreno, Bram Herrera, Gary Hobbs, the Usual Suspects, back in Guadalupe, Nuevo León, around the Monterrey area. And the following day, Saturday, June 6th, we are in El Campo, Texas, at the El Campo Civic Center. And then the Sunday, compadre, Sunday, June the 7th, we are in Martindale, Texas with Immaculate Heart of Mary Catholic Church Festival. That's Sunday, June 7th, Martindale, Texas. Any special shout-outs, compadre? Birthday, alguien de tu familia, compadre? We missed...
No, compadre, ahorita
well,
no.
just make up somebody, compadre. Mi tío Calalo,
No, nomás a shout out to Mr. RQ.
Sí, RQ.
Ya se aventó.
Yeah, he's been promoting us.
Con el show del 43rd anniversary, compadre.
Yeah, thank you, RQ. Big supporter, man. We appreciate you, brother.
The RQ Morning Show, Nampa, Idaho.
Shout out to California también, our fans in California.
California. There you go. We have fans in California.
There we go.
God
Awesome.
dang. Woo!
Everywhere.
We're coming on up. We're coming on up. Of course, any opinions, comments, and stuff that you want to participate with us, you can write to us an email at GaryHobbsThePodcast@gmail.com. I'm telling you, one email every 2-3 weeks. So, but
Slowly but surely, yeah.
thank you, Johnny D, Little D, mi compadre
Yes, sir.
Jay-Z.
Oh,
Gary
yeah.
Hobbs. This is Gary Hobbs, the podcast. Till next week, la próxima vez. Dios los guarde, Dios los cuide. God bless. We'll see you next week.
Stay safe.
Say bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Yeah.